Good morning, everybody. As you can see, we are out in my other shop again today. The fun one. Don't get the idea that we're doing bike stuff today. We are actually solving screen printing problems that I have inside the other shop. Because this thing has one super annoying problem that we're gonna get rid of today. Now, for the most part, this washout booth is really awesome for the price that it is, but it does have one very major design flaw, which is there's no screen rack inside of it or any way to keep the screens off of the bottom of the tub. And while that is a big problem for a couple reasons, the first one being that when a screen is sitting inside the bottom of the tub, the water just dams up against it. The water really has nowhere to go. It has to find its way around the screen and back to the drain, which is not very smart because obviously it's going to take a lot longer for it to go there. The water is going to build up higher and it's a pain in the ass. Problem number two, because it is sitting in the bottom of the tub with all that scummy, disgusting, gross water that you just washed off your screens, that no matter how light of a spray you use to do your final rinse on the screen, that gross water ends up either bouncing off the bottom or off the corners or whatever. It ends up splashing its way back up onto the screen and causes contamination issues. Now, there are a number of contamination issues that this can cause, but probably the most common one and the one that plagued me the most for like a month when I first started and really pissed me off is fish eyes in your emulsion. Now, here's a screen that I contaminated on purpose for demonstration issues, but as you can see, it is filled with fish eyes, and those are from those dirty water droplets that backsplashed its way back up onto the mesh before the emulsion went on. Those things make it a real pain in the ass to try and make a clean screen, and when I was first starting out with this stuff, whew, did I ever have problems with them. There was a lot of screaming and swearing and flying screens in this room. And I guess there is a third problem that I should mention. It's a little less of a problem. It's something that hasn't pissed me off as much, but it's gonna get addressed today too, that it kind of renders my backlight system useless when it's sitting in the bottom of the tub and only half the screen is in the light, so that's also kind of stupid. Now, this is something that should have been remedied a long time ago, but I've been so busy in here that I haven't even had a chance to stop and really catch my breath. So what I've been doing to remedy this in the short term is using these two little ink containers in the bottom of my washout booth here and setting the screen up on top of that, because when you set it up on there, it's at the proper height. This stupid ass setup has solved all those issues, but it came with its own set of issues, because obviously those things are just kind of freestanding in the bottom of the tub. You hit it with a hard enough water blast, well, shit falls down. Gotta set them up every time. It's super annoying, takes up extra time, and we do things a little cleaner than that around here too. This is horrible. So, we're gonna build us a proper washout booth rack today. Been a while since old Sparky came out to play. This thing is still just as haggard and dangerous as it ever was. I love it. Now, you might have noticed I grabbed steel to build this thing, and well, ideally I would like to build it out of aluminum. It would be 10 times better. It would be a lot more fun for me to make, but the place that sells aluminum is like a 2.5 hour round trip. I don't have time for that shit, and I want to just build it with stuff I have laying around. You might be thinking that's gonna rust and basically turn into a pile of garbage and that I'm wasting my time right now, but we have the ability to powder coat this thing over there, so we'll powder coat this thing up and then it can last in the water basically forever. I'm so goddamn excited. I haven't been able to use any of this stuff for so long, so let's get to work. I totally ruined this lens by spraying it with the sparks from the cutoff saw. You can see all the little dots and shit everywhere now, so now you get to look at that. 1,200 bucks down the tubes. Anyways, it's been quite a while since I've TIG welded, and hopefully I have not gotten rusty, because I noticed my argon tank is like very close to empty, so I think I have to tack this whole thing together and then be absolutely perfect and as efficient as possible with my welds, and hopefully I don't run out. There we go. I'm definitely a little bit rusty and out of practice with this. It's been a couple of years since I fired this TIG up, so there's a little bit of undercut on a couple of the welds and whatever, but this thing's holding a 3-pound screen at maximum, so this is already way overkill, and it doesn't matter. So what I gotta do next is a little bit of finishing work to this thing. I gotta make sure there's no sharp edges on here. I gotta make sure a few of the chunkier welds are kind of smoothed off a little bit, and yeah, just a little bit of stuff just to make it look good before the powder goes on, and then we sandblast and powder coat. Gotta pop that thing in the oven real quick to burn the contaminants off. I've missed a lot of stuff out here, but sandblasting is not one of them. Well, it's time to throw some color on this bastard, and I probably should just do black because that's what's loaded in my powder coating gun right now, but it's been in there a while. I should probably clean it out before I coat anything, and if I'm gonna clean it out, I'm gonna change the color because black will be a pain in the ass to try to see in a dark room, obviously. So I opened up the old cupboard full of powders and paints, and the first one I see is some nice lime green that'll match the whole scheme of things down in the shop perfectly. Hopefully this shit's still good because it's been in there a while, but putting it on anyways, and there's not much in there either, so I better get enough coverage. And now we wait 20 minutes at 400 degrees. It's like cooking a big green pizza. Gonna let that sucker cool down and we're ready to go. So in the meantime, what was that noise? Powder went on surprisingly clean considering that it's been sitting in that cupboard for, I don't know, a few years past its due date. So I mean, yeah, I'm pretty stoked with this. And it matches all my stuff so nicely. But I guess I can't call it a success just yet. I still have to put this inside the washout tub. Imagine if it didn't fit. It works. Well, let's test this bad boy out, yeah? I'm just kidding, it's not that exciting, but it's gonna make my job a lot easier, damn it. The water isn't damming up in the bottom anymore, it's actually draining as I'm spraying, and all that disgusting, gross water is not gonna end its way back up on my mesh again, causing me a bunch of problems, so, psych. Another added benefit is I'm not getting backsplash anymore, so that's one less annoying thing to deal with in already a very annoying part of screen printing, which is reclaiming and doing all that cleaning screens. It's the part that nobody likes. And I have a little bit of a feeling that with how fast it's draining and the less backsplash going on, I feel like the booth in its entirety is gonna stay cleaner now somehow. That's yet to be determined. But yeah, fucking nailed it. Very happy that's done. I have sorely needed that for way too long, and I know it might not seem like much, but that is going to definitely improve my workflow around here. And it got done just in time too, because I'm about to start printing all the new 38 collection stuff, which I have gone way overboard with. I'm making way more stuff than I ever have by a long shot, and I think I gotta make like 30 something screens for this collection, so yeah, I'm glad that's there now. And it was cool to get out of this shop and get into the other shop and just make some stuff, enjoy myself, have kind of a day off, and do some stuff like we used to do in the old school videos. Look, I even got some sweet arc burns so I can feel like I did something. Well, I got on both sides, welding in short sleeves, that was brilliant. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing some stuff happen in the other shop because, well, we're gonna be spending some more time in there a few weeks from now, but more about that later. But I really wanna go wash all this sandblasting dust off myself, so that's gonna be it for this one. As always, make sure you guys like, subscribe, drop your comments for me down below. We'll see you again in the next one.